I'm sitting here today on September 2nd, 2015, out front of the Sault Ste. Marie courthouse with Nicole. And yesterday we met with Nicole and she told us a bit of her story, and we're going to finish off from yesterday.
Hi. So I'm just back again today protesting for my rights as a parent for my children. Day 2 here, protesting down at the courthouse across the street from the Children's Aid building. Just one more day without my kids. I just feel like motivated to take a stand against Children's Aid.
That's great, Nicole. So let's talk a little bit about the boys, and something that's so important that mothers know is holidays. And something that's special coming up soon to us is the beginning of another school year.
Yes.
And that must be weighing on your heart right now, as you should be getting those kids ready for school.
It's devastating. I used to spend so much money on back to school clothes and their shoes and the best of the best and all their school supplies, and it's just heartbreaking to walk past that aisle at Walmart and, not be able to get the boys their stuff. I'm grateful the foster parent, gets the supplies or wherever the children are, but it's just I feel it's my responsibility as the mom to do that for my children. And it's just, I want to be there for, the school activities, the school plays. I've been restricted to go to the school and be involved in, say, presentations and concerts and stuff like that I would like to be a part of. My oldest two boys, like I said, they're in Consicon, Ontario, down south, and with them, I want to know how they're doing in school. Last year, they started in September down in the Bayfield treatment centers, and I knew that the report cards in November were coming out, and I asked my children's aid worker, I wanted copies, and no, refused. It wasn't until March 2015 when I went down south to see the boys for the first time that the boys actually brought me the report cards because they knew how important it was to me to see their progress and how well they were doing. And the society tried to say, because I had to homeschool my two oldest boys since 2012 due to their behaviors and, to protect them from themselves and other children. And they did great. Children's Aid tried to say I didn't homeschool them, I just neglected and abused them, and they didn't want to see all their work or the progress that they made throughout those years. I wanted to hand in the boys' work or everything like that. I had it on record at the Catholic District School Board for homeschooling them, and my boys did very well. They were right where they were when they left off school, and homeschooling them. My second oldest son, my 11-year-old now, he got all G's for good and some excellence and A's and B's, maybe one C, but doing as well. If I didn't homeschool them for those 2 years, how did he get such good marks in grade 5? Obviously, it's because I worked really hard with him. And before I started homeschooling the boys, the schools don't really actually dedicate so much time to each child individually. So my boys were struggling with reading and struggling with telling time, and I actually worked with the boys. Before I started homeschooling them, they were only maybe could sound out 4-letter words and stuff like that. By a few months of homeschooling them and reading to them and teaching them how to fully read big words, they were reading 500-page novels a few months later. So I knew how well that they were doing. And my oldest son, he was still where he was. He got 1 A, maybe 2 B's, some C's, maybe 1 D, but that's how consistent it was with my oldest son, who's now 13. And I just want to be a part of it. And with sports, the boys were in sports throughout the summer, and with my two youngest boys, I was able to go to their soccer games, my 6 and 7-year-old, but my second oldest son down south, he was in soccer, and every Wednesday I just wanted to be at that game, but I couldn't be a part of it. And it's just heartbreaking that I can't be involved as much as I want to be, and it's devastating to the children as well because they want their parents involved. They want mommy there. And,
exactly.
All I can do is when I talk to the boys, I say, even though I can't be with you, the oldest ones and the younger ones, when I can't be with them, I say I'm always with you in your thoughts and in your heart, and even though I can't be there, I'm with you,
You're always there with them in their hearts, and they're always with you. That's the thing about being a parent, right? They can't take that away from us.
Yeah.
So with the school year starting, and you said that your son's 13 years old, he should be entering into high school? Oh, grade 8. and you know nothing about the curriculum or anything that he's going into?
Well, I know a lot about the curriculum because I was homeschooling the boys, so I ended up getting the curriculum from grades to grade 8, you know, so I kind of know like, but I think it's different down south, like, than it is here. I think there's a different layout.
Excuse me, I think I said that wrong. I meant to say, like, they're not preparing you with what your son's doing.
Yeah.
You're not getting any reports saying that he is entering to this school or anything like that. They're not keeping you up to date with what he's doing.
No, and I can't talk to the teachers. I can't talk, like, you know how you want to go to the parent-teacher meetings, and I've always went to all these things and been the best mom I can be and attended everything for my children since they were in kindergarten, and it's just I can't be there for my oldest boys. With my younger 2 boys, when I had my own supervised visits, I was able to bring them to the school and come up from school and go to some concerts, like, and be involved with the building bridges and everything like that. But once they take your visits and they make you seem like you're a criminal. You can't even go to the school without permission, and it's not right. I've never been a risk or threat to my children, neither was their father, but they still set these restrictions, and it's not right. Even the principal and the teachers know we're not a threat to our kids, and there's no reason for it. We should be there. We still get restricted.
It must be embarrassing for the kids too, because they are so proud of their mom and dad,
Yeah.
and they want their fellow friends to see who their mom is and who their dad is.
When the child's on stage, I know I always wanted to find my mom in the stage and my parent, like, in the audience, you know, and it's just so sad when I don't even know about half the events going on at the school, so there's no way that I can be there, or if I find out about something through, like, a friend who has a child that goes to that school and I try to get permission and I'm just refused permission, and it's not right. I just want to be there for my children so that they know that I'm supporting them no matter what, and if mommy and daddy's not in the audience, then what, you know?
Right.
They
And
just feel
they-
abandoned.
Exactly. So when a course calendar goes out for the youngest kids, the foster parents will get that, correct? And they'll put the homework on the wall. However, Cass is making it unable for the mother to have that.
And they try to say it's the foster mom's responsibility and stuff, but it's not. It's the children's aid worker's responsibility to relay information. It's not up to the foster parent, because if she might relay information that she's not supposed to, you know, like, she doesn't want to get herself into trouble too. So I really feel it's the worker's responsibility to, you know, give the permission and relay the information of times and dates.
Now tomorrow you have a visitation, correct, with the children?
With my 2 youngest boys.
With your 2 youngest. How long do you get with them, Nicole?
4 hours. So I'll get 4 hours, and I have a support worker that comes with me. I said he's an independent contractor, and he comes and sits with me and observes and reports my parenting ability, which I'm doing great. I had him involved since June 19th, so I don't see why he still has to be involved, right? Everything's great, and no big concerns, and doing awesome. That's what he tells me at the end of my visits. I'm doing awesome, and thank you for making his job so easy, and, you know, it's just really sad, but I just want my kids back, and I'm going to do whatever it takes, and, you know.
And this young man, who's an outside contractor that works with Cass and supervises your visits, he is a parent himself?
No.
He doesn't have children?
No kids. He's had, I guess, experience with the foster children and stuff, the foster homes, and working with kids that way, like, lots of experience, but nothing could experience you like being a parent yourself, right?
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
You know, it's like I'm teaching him a few things because I got it.
Yes, exactly. And he reports back to CAS about your visits.
Yeah.
Right. And tomorrow, when the kids go home, then what happens? Well, not home, I'm sorry. When the kids go back to their foster family tomorrow evening, when they leave their home, when they leave their mother, then what happens? What do you do?
I get to pick them up at Tim Hortons, and I get to drop them off at Tim Hortons. That's our meet-up drop-off space, and it's just so sad. You see at the end of the visit, sometimes the boys, they're just emotional and might act out a bit, and it's just heartbreaking. Like, the last time I had my visit was Monday, and they were supposed to go on strike yesterday, and it was just so heartbreaking to not know when you're going to see your children again. So I'm grateful that the strike didn't happen, obviously, but it's just devastating to have to, you know, they're crying and upset, like, oh, why, like, you know, what, like, why do I have to say I don't know when I'm going to get to see you again at all, ever? Like, why would I have to do that to my children?
And they cry and they're upset when they have to leave you?
It's been like 13 months, so yeah, there's always tears in their eyes. But my youngest two boys, 7 and 6, they're like strong boys, and like the tears are there. Oh, I got something in my eye, mommy, and like I just say it's okay to cry, and you know I cry, and I don't cry in front of them. I try not to, even if the tears are there throughout visits and stuff. I just be strong for them and wait till after they leave to shed the tears, because you know that hurts them when they see mommy cry and then they start crying.
So what's your life like after the boys leave? Normally your routine probably would have been to be with your kids and put them to bed, but what do you do with yourself?
Well, they made me separate from my fiance, so we could have been together and been strong, and so we've supported each other all this time. And I just sit there and, you know, think about my visits and maybe write some concerns that I might have had with the visit, you know, or, you know, submit things to my lawyer. And that's basically what I do, and I just count the days till I get to see them again, literally the hours, you know. And
so the time that you could be parenting, where you could be tucking your kids into bed and getting ready for their school day in the morning.
I used to read them a story every night and make sure their teeth are brushed and tuck them in and give them a hug and a kiss, and I can't. And it's just heartbreaking. But the boys gave me a stuffed animal each, so I'd have their stuffies with me, and you know, like that's kind of, they feel close to me knowing that I'm sleeping with their favorite stuffy, you know, in my bed with me. So
Nicole, I think you're a brave woman, and you're trying to make the best out of an awful, awful situation that they've put you in.
And all I can do is pray like every night that this living nightmare will end, and I'll have my kids back home where they belong, safe and sound, and be a family and take care of them. It's my responsibility. They're my children, and I want the best for my children. And I'm not a threat to them. I'm just a responsible mom and always wanted what's right. And it's not fair that they came and stole my children from me because I was trying to get my oldest two boys help. They shouldn't have even took my oldest children. They should have gave me in-home supports. You know, it's not right. And I've had several professionals tell me that they should have given me in-home supports, and they should have never taken my youngest two boys at all.
Exactly. So with this school year coming, we have to reflect back, because a lot of holidays have passed since July, when the kids were taken, of last year.
Yeah.
Big holiday that is all about families is Christmas.
Yeah.
So what happened in your life last Christmas?
Well, on Christmas, it was heartbreaking. I couldn't have my oldest two boys. I still hadn't seen them since July. I was able to get my youngest two boys from the judge ordered from Christmas Eve, the 24th, until the 26th. So I was able to have 2 consecutive days in a row with my youngest two. But it was so sad, like, not hanging all the stockings and, like, you know, explaining to the boys, well, Santa's going to go visit your brothers down south. And, you know, it's not the same, you know. We used to always put milk and cookies out for Santa and do the routine and the tradition. And it's not the same at the Christmas dinner without, you know, 2 boys missing, because I had my youngest 2 boys, but my oldest 2 couldn't be at home with us. And it's just devastating, because holiday days are like important, and families should be together, not torn apart.
Exactly.
And birthdays, and it's just so heartbreaking when I can't be with my children on their birthday, because that's like a day that should be celebrated and with your family. And
So you've missed birthdays this year,
Yes.
this calendar, all the boys' birthdays?
well, on May 15th, I was able to have access center visit with my 2 youngest boys, so that is my 7-year-old's birthday, is May 15th. So I was only able to see the one child on his birthday at the access center for 3 hours.
So on your youngest son's birthday, you got for 3 hours.
Well, my 7-year-old, so that's
7-year-old.
my second youngest son.
Sorry. You were
3
allowed
hours.
3 hours in a supervised access facility.
And we threw a party for both the younger 2 boys, because my youngest was born on May 3rd, and my second youngest was born on May 15th. So we just threw one big party for them, which is great. But with my oldest 2 boys, I couldn't celebrate, or, you know, I sent them presents. Like, that's what I've done since they've been there. I've mailed them letters and send them presents, but it's not the same, you know. I just want to give them a hug and a kiss on their birthday, not just
exactly.
send them presents.
And in that center, I want to go back to that 3 hours. What did you do for those 3 hours in the supervised access center? Did you have a cake?
We had balloons. We had to get permission to get pizza because we're not allowed to bring the boys takeout. So we were able to get permission to bring pizza. I brought them a cake, balloons, silly string, you name it. We just had a great time and made the best of it. You know, it's just sad the situation being at an access center with cameras on you, but you know, we make the best of it and we just act like nobody's watching and just enjoy the time and you know, and we made like balloon faces, we bought stickers for the balloons, and we just enjoyed it and played games with the boys. And
Sounds like jail for parents and kids to me.
Yeah, kind of is it. You feel just trapped and isolated. It's not right, but...
No, you should be kissing your kids when they wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Because that was the day that you brought them in.
Yeah.
And if mommy and daddy love them and are willing to be a family, then you should be doing that with them. Exactly. So if we talk about 10 years from now, your kids are going to see these videos of this time period, which you stood out here fighting for their rights and fighting for your rights as a mother and fighting for your love. What's one thing that you would say about this time period and what your wishes are for your children and for other families that are affected by CAS?
I would just like to say, I'm going to try to keep my composure here, but I love my boys and miss them very much, and I've been fighting for them since the day they left, and I will never give up. And I just want them to know that I'm very proud of them for staying strong and being so resilient, but I'm doing whatever it takes, and I'm fighting my very hardest, and so is their dad and their family, and that's why I'm out here making this protest, because it's not right to keep children away from good parents, and I'm never going to give up. And I'm making this stand for not only myself and my children, but other families and parents that are going through this devastating situation, and we just got to stick together, and we got to stand up for our rights, because if we just keep on letting Children's Aid Society abuse us and take advantage, then what are we going to do? You know, like no changes are going to be made. They're going to keep on making allegations and keeping our children from us longer. And I just love and miss my boys with all my heart, and they're what keep me strong. My oldest son actually called me the other day, and he was so depressed and just down, and I just said, I'm so proud of you. You just got to stay strong, and you got to focus on the positive and not so much on the negative, but it's hard. Like, and he's like, yes, it is hard, because I know, like, I could just relate to how he's feeling, and I said, there's so many days I just want to roll over and cry and curl up in a ball, but I said that's not going to help get my boys home, so I'm just staying strong, and you just have to focus on the positive. And I tell my boys, this isn't forever. This isn't forever. You're going to be home one day, and we can make up for all the lost time. It's never going to eliminate the traumatic situation and being traumatized and devastated, and it won't ever make it better. We're going to be suffering from this for probably the rest of our lives, but at least we can start making up for lost time
and heal
just
together.
Enjoy life. And even though I'm a really good mom, I know that I am, this is actually making me a better mom. Like, it really is, because spilt milk doesn't matter anymore. You know, it's just like you just realize how life is so short and how much time you're losing with your children, and it's not right. And I just can't wait for the day that I get to bring my boys home and just never let them go. Each time when my younger boys get out of the vehicle and I go and pick them up and hug them, they say, I don't ever want to let you go, Mommy. Like, we got to get into the vehicle. It's a busy parking lot, but they don't ever want to let me go. And like throughout the visit, they just tell me. And you know, I just miss them so much, and I just can't wait for our family to be whole again.
Well, I can't wait to do a video hopefully soon with you hugging and kissing those boys back at home. I hope so too. You're a strong woman, and you're a good mom, Nicole.
Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate your time, and I'm doing what I got to do.
Good for you. Thanks, Nicole. We'll talk soon.
Okay, thank you.